The Citadel that was published in 1937. Now, before I should start reading between the lines, I want to tell you the story, what the story is all about, what we are going to read in that story. Now, here we will find 4 or 5 characters. Among them, the protagonist, obviously a doctor, and his name is Andrew Machen. Andrew Machen is there. We will meet with a couple here, Joe Morgan and Susan Morgan. This is the couple. Joe Morgan is the husband, Susan Morgan is the wife. We will find Susan Morgan's mother, elderly woman. Actually, her name has not been given. And we will see a midwife. So these are the 5 characters over there in that story that we will come across while we will read. Now, what the story is all about? That when the story will open here, it was nearly midnight. Now, here Joe Morgan and Susan Morgan, actually they were married to almost 20 years, but the couple did not have any child. Now, for the first time, there is a possibility that the mother, Susan Morgan, would deliver a child, and they were Susan Morgan was under the treatment of Andrew Machen. Now, it was when the story will start. I told you that it was nearly midnight, 12 o'clock, nearly 12 o'clock. Then Joe Morgan, the would-be father, the worried father, he had come to call the doctor because they thought that the time had come when his missus would deliver the baby. Now, when Joe Morgan came, the doctor was not at his home. Now, when the doctor came, Andrew Machen, it was I told nearly midnight, and the doctor was very much tired as well. Not only that, the doctor had quarrel, had misunderstanding with his lady love Christine, that we will read in that story. So the doctor's mood also had been spoiled, and he was terribly tired, physically tired also. So when the doctor came his house, Joe Morgan saw the doctor, and Joe Morgan was much relieved because he came to call the doctor because his missus wanted the doctor because the time has come for the delivery of the baby. And don't forget, they had been married for 20 long years, but they did not have the baby. So after 20 years of their marriage, almost 20 years of the marriage, this is the opportunity to get a baby. Now, the doctor, though he was mentally tired, as I told, that he had a quarrel with his lady love, and physically tired as well because he had been working since morning and it was midnight, but still the doctor did not or could not deny Joe Morgan that I could not go with you. The doctor told Joe Morgan, okay, you wait, let me enter my house and I'm just changing my bag. He had taken the bag with him, and both Joe Morgan and Dr. Andrew Machen, they had come to Joe Morgan's address. It is 12 Blaine Terrace, Blaineley. Address is there, we will see. Now, when the doctor first checked the mother, the would-be mother, the pregnant lady, the doctor actually realized that it would take a few more hours it would take a few hours before the mother could deliver the baby. But the doctor decided that for these few hours, if he could come back to his house, then he would not get more time to take rest. So he decided to stay over there, and also he decided that he would come after all this, all will be completed. Now the doctor had been offered a cup of tea by the mother of Susan Morgan, the elderly woman, and the doctor was sitting over there. Now, after 1 or 2 hours, when the doctor was sitting at the kitchen on the floor. Now, the midwife means the trained nurse who helps a mother to deliver her baby. The midwife came downstairs and called the doctor. The time has come. And doctor went there, and doctor realized, yes, the time has come when the mother could deliver the baby. And with the first ray of the dawn, the early morning, the baby was born. But unfortunately, the doctor found it was a dead child. It was a boy. It was a boy, but actually the baby was dead. At that moment, the doctor was terribly shocked, because he could understand the emotion of the family, that they had the child. There was a opportunity to get the child after almost 20 years of their marriage. Not only that, doctor had been treating Susan Morgan and there was not such problem there. Not only that, he had promised Joe Morgan, the would-be father, that everything would be all right, and Joe Morgan had immense faith on the doctor as well. Moreover, the elderly woman was also there. She was near about 70 years old, and she was mother of Susan Morgan. She was terribly expecting the baby in their family. So all these, what the doctor would answer to them, and the doctor was terribly shocked. And at the same time, the doctor realized that mother's condition was also critical. So she could not actually decide that what he should do, whether he should try to revive the baby into life, because more or less it happens that after birth, the baby, all the doctor expects the baby should cry, but the baby did not cry, because, and it seems that it's a dead baby. So still the doctor would try by rubbing its back, by pumping artificially, whether he could actually, whether the baby could get back its life or not. But he found that the mother's condition is also critical. So and then he could not decide that what he should do, whether he should look into the mother or he should try to revive the baby into life. Now, as he could not decide, so automatically, actually spontaneously, he had taken the decision that he must try to save the mother first, then he should look into the baby, and then he had given this dead child to the nurse, to that midwife. And the doctor tried, and doctor became busy in recovering the mother's condition. And after a few minutes treatment, the doctor had pushed an injection to the mother, and the doctor realized, and the doctor felt the pulse of the mother, and he found that the pulse is getting stronger, and he realized that the mother's condition was good. The mother was actually coming out of that critical situation. So now he asked the nurse that where is the baby. Nurse means the midwife, and the midwife actually told that it was a dead baby. So he had left it under the bed. Sorry, she had kept it under the bed. So the doctor had taken the baby out from under the bed, and he just found that yes, it was a boy, and physically it was a perfect baby. But the baby was all white, because there is no pumping of the heart, and so now circulation of blood, you people might know it better. There is no circulation of blood all through throughout the body, so it looks white. Now the doctor tried to revive actually the baby into life, and but his effort was of no use. Then he ordered the midwife to bring hot and drink water. So 2 tumblers came, 1 kettle came of hot water, and cold water also came. And like a juggler, it's a crazy juggler, he was dipping that baby into once in a hot water and then cold water. Then actually he was rubbing the baby's back with a rough towel. He was doing everything so that the baby could be revived, but these all were of no use. And he had done it for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 30 minutes, and after 30 minutes, after half an hour, yes, he realized that no, there is actually he could not do anything, because really the baby was died by birth. So yes, and now he was very much confused at what he should say to the family, what he should answer to the father Joe Morgan, what he should answer to the elderly women who had been there constantly while her daughter was giving birth the baby. And really the doctor was very much terrified, very much in a confused, and he could not understand what he should answer to them, because he could realize that what a great dream for the family to have the baby, especially after the marriage of the 20 years, really. But now he was giving a last attempt to revive the baby by rubbing, by pressing, by pressing the baby on its heart, and really it worked, and it was something, a miracle, that as his hands, with his fingers, he actually covered the little breast of that baby, and as if he felt that the heart started to pump, and as if the baby moved among his fingers, and he was astounded, and as if he could not, it was as if it has become miracle, because in his life as a doctor, though he did not have much experience, he had newly passed and started his treatment as a doctor, but still he did not have such experience in his life, and really the baby came back in its life, and afterwards that came that long waited cry of the baby. It came from the baby, and really the doctor was really happy, elated, excited, because he could not express it what was his conditions, and really it was the baby, and even the old wife was started to cry and started to pray to the God. The midwife also started to cry at that. It's a cry of happiness, because the baby really had come back to its life. Now the doctor had given the baby to the nurse, to the midwife, and he had came out of that. He had taken his bag and all this, and he had came out of that house. And still, the would-be father, Joe Morgan, was walking up and down. And really, the doctor told the man, yes, both the mother and the baby are okay. They are fine. You should go inside, and really the doctor was so much elated that he was giving thanks. I just want to read the last line of that story, that what he has told about that. In the last line the doctor was telling that I have done something, oh God, I have done something real at last. Why I am reading this, because this is the expression that how the doctor was giving thanks to the Almighty. And not only that, this line recurrently comes in the exam, that where from this line has been taken, and what does it mean, what do you mean by this line, that oh God, I have done something real at last. Really he had done something real at last, because as if he had survived, he had helped the baby to come back to its life, and this was a unique experience for him. So this is the story all in a nutshell, but when we will read it would be more excited, because the minute description by A.G. Cronin, that and he found that the baby was suffering from asphyxia pallidea, one kind of disease that we will discuss in detail while we will read while we will read in between the lines. So this is the story all about, so it's a nice one, and really we will also be tensed, and it happens every time that when we read, everybody got tensed, that how what by that vivid description, that how the doctor was giving his effort, how he was actually striving hard to survive the baby, and all this. So no doubt it's a great story. So let us start reading and let me explain. So please open at page number 65 of snapshot. This is the last chapter that we are having in our syllabus. Birth by A.G. Cronin. I told he was born in 1896, died in 1896. He was born and died in 1981 at the age of 85. I told 95 at the age of 85 at the United Kingdom. Now in this excerpt there is a pre-reading in this excerpt from The Citadel. Citadel, also written by A.J. Cronin, and told Citadel was, this novel was published in 1937. Citadel, Andrew Mason, newly out of medical school, has just begun his medical practice as an assistant to Dr. Edward Page in a small Wales mining town of Blaney. Actually, the town was Blaney, and it's a mining town. Means mine is there, people work in the mine, coal mine. As he is returning from a disappointing experience with Christine, the girl he loves, he is met by Joe Morgan. As I told, that when he came back, it was nearly midnight, and he had a quarrel with his lady love, and because of this quarrel, because of this misunderstanding, his mood has been spoiled. But he had this quarrel with his lady love Christine, and Christine is an obstinate character, but we will see that Christine would not come in that story, but the doctor would think about Christine, his lady love, and he had a quarrel with her. And when he came back, when he came into his house, he was met by Joe Morgan. Now, Joe and his wife, who have been married nearly 20 years, are expecting their first child. So, a couple had been married for 20 years. They were hankering for their first child, and actually, Susan Morgan had been under the treatment of Andrew Mason. So, actually, this has been stated now here. So this is the pre-reading, and as I told in the nutshell, I feel you have understood that what we are going to read in that story. So let's start. Though it was nearly midnight when Andrew reached Bringower, he found Joe Morgan waiting for him, walking up and down with the soft steps between the closed surgery and the entrance to the house. As I told, that when Andrew Mason reached Bringower is the place where Andrew Mason used to live. Bringower, he found Joe Morgan waiting for him. He found that Joe Morgan was waiting. It was around midnight, almost midnight. And what Joe Morgan was doing? Walking up and down with soft steps between the closed surgery and the entrance to the house. Surgery is the chamber where the doctor sits for giving the treatment to his patients. This is surgery. So there was a surgery, and in front of Andrew Mason's house, and opposite of a surgery, it was his house, and in between that road, Joe Morgan was walking with soft steps. Why? Because Joe Morgan was obviously very much tensed, because his wife is going to give birth of their first baby almost 20 years, almost after 20 years of their marriage. So Joe Morgan was very much worried. At the sight of him, the burly dealer's face expressed relief. Now this is actually the dealers is a occupation of Joe Morgan. Joe Morgan used to work in mine, and he was a driller. Driller means he used to drill in the mine. And what's the meaning of burly? Burly means actually burly is strongly built, robust. So he was a strong man. He had a strong physics, and he used to work in the mine as a driller. Hey doctor, this is the first speech of Joe Morgan. Hey doctor, I'm glad to see you. I've been back and forward here this last hour. The missus wants you before time too. Now Joe Morgan, this is the first conversation of Joe Morgan with the doctor. When the doctor came, Joe Morgan saw the doctor came, and Joe Morgan told the doctor, I have been walking up and down here for last 2 hours, means this last hour, so last 1 hour I have been walking up and down here, and the missus wants you, my missus want you before time too, and it's before time. Before time means before time of delivery. My missus wants you. Now Andrew, abruptly recalled from the contemplation of his own affairs, told Morgan to wait. Now Andrew Mason is the doctor. Abruptly means suddenly. Recalled means as if he came back. He remembered. He came back from the contemplation of his own affairs. Contemplation means deeply thinking. Doctor was thinking deeply about his old affairs, and affairs is, we got the hint that he had a quarrel with his lady love. Affairs, told Morgan to wait, and the doctor did not deny actually Morgan that I could not go with you. Rather, the doctor actually suggested Joe Morgan to wait. He went into the house for his bag. Then together they set out for number 12 Blaine Terrace. The night air was cool and deep with quiet mystery. Unusually so perceptive, Andrew now felt dull and listless. So what happened? Now he went inside and came back, and actually now they all set out and started journey towards number 12 Blaine Terrace in the address of Joe Morgan. This night air was cool and deep with quiet mystery. Night air was mysterious, usually so perceptive, as if Andrew Manson had a good perception power. He could realize that what is going to happen in future. Andrew now felt dull and listless, but now he was feeling dull and listless. Why not? Because he had been working whole through the day. It was almost midnight. He had a rough time with his lady love. So he found that mentally and physically he was exhausted, he was tired. He had no premonition that this night call would prove unusual, still less that it would influence his whole future and Blaney. And he had no premonition. Here premonition means indication. Though he was going for this night call, though he was going to help the mother to deliver the baby, but he did not have any indication that this night call would be a life-changing experience for him, and he had no premonition that this night call would prove unusual, still less that it would influence his whole life and whole future in Blaney. Blaney is a town, and he did not have any indication that this night call would change his future in Blaney. The two men walked in silence until they reached the door of number 12. Then Joe drew up short. Now, two men walked silently. The two men walked in silence. Dr. Manson actually knew Joe Morgan earlier, and Joe Morgan also knew the doctor. But while both of them were going to 12 Blaine Terrace to address of Joe Morgan, both were silent. Why? Because both of them were mentally very busy. Joe Morgan was thinking about that how it would be, my wife is going to give birth of our first child, or how the process would be, and what would be the condition of my wife, what would be the condition of my baby. So Joe Morgan was thinking about all this, and the doctor, he was also thinking about that rough time he had with his lady love Christine. So both the men were mentally very busy, and once if you are very mentally busy, so you cannot speak outwardly. So both of them remained silent. And when both of them went to that address, the 12 Blaine Terrace, address of Joe Morgan, actually Joe Morgan could drew short, means Joe Morgan did not enter the house. I will not come in, he said, and his voice showed signs of strain. And really, I would not come in. Joe Morgan told, I would not come in, I am not going to enter the house. And his voice showed signs of strain, and from his voice it was sure that he was very much stressful. But man, I know he will do well for us. See how much faith Joe Morgan had on Andrew Manson. Joe Morgan told, man, I know he will do well for us. It's the faith that Joe Morgan had on the doctor. And he just waited outside his house. He did not have the courage to enter and see how, what is going on inside. So he was actually waiting outside the house, and the doctor entered there. And what happened afterwards, we will see in our next class. But today it's up to this, because it's time up, and we will read this story in our next classes. So thank you very much for joining my class, and keep on joining, so that I am telling you it's an interesting story. We will discuss more in our next class. Till then, it's goodbye.